Hello and welcome back to Miss Hewlett's music classroom on Fun Friday. Today I'm going to show you 5 different activities that you can do outside or inside if it's too cold over your spring break if you have a spring break, which this next upcoming week is our spring break for our school district, or if you just want some fun things to do on the weekend, here are some ideas for you. So the first idea, number 1, what number? Okay, idea number 1 is to learn a new song that you have never heard before. Okay, so this might be something that maybe an older sibling learned in a music class that they're taking, or it might be something that you could ask your friends or family about what their favorite songs are if it's something that you haven't heard, and learn that song. If you learn it, that means that you are going above and beyond, not just listening to the music that they like to listen to, but you're actually wanting to figure out how that song goes and how you perform that song. So that's a really important skill to learn. Okay, next, the other thing you can do is draw some music notes. So if you are in Miss Hewlett's class, okay, in real life, when we're usually at the school, we learned how to draw some music notes in my classroom. So I figured that might be kind of helpful for some people to learn how to do. So the first kind of note we are going to draw is a quarter note. What is it called? A quarter note. Okay, so a quarter note is probably the most simple music note we have that we're going to learn to draw. Okay, all you have to do is draw a circle and fill it in, because otherwise it's not a quarter note. We'll talk about probably in a couple weeks what kind of a note it would be if we didn't fill in the hole. Okay, and then you just add a stem. Easy peasy, there's a quarter note. Okay, what is that note called? A quarter note. Nice job. Next, we have a quarter rest. Okay, so this is kind of like a note. Holy cow, I made a mark on my page. This is kind of like a quarter note in that it only takes up one beat, but instead, it's not a note, it's a rest. Okay? So in order to draw a quarter rest, you write a Z, just like the letter Z in our alphabet, and then you add a C on the very end. Okay, it looks really complicated, but it's not that hard. Okay, it's easy peasy. We can make quarter rest pros out of everybody. Okay, easy peasy. And then the last note I have for us to learn, or notes, are called eighth notes. They're beamed eighth notes specifically. Okay, and they're going to be drawn, let me get my marker open. They're going to be drawn kind of like the quarter note. So you start with 2 quarter notes. So 2 dots, 2 stems. There we go. And then you're going to connect or beam those stems into eighth notes. Okay, what are the blue notes called? Eighth notes, right? What's the name of this kind of music notation? A quarter rest. Okay, so all of these have different names, and they also speak different things too. Now, what's kind of cool is different schools and teachers across the country might have all of these notes using different languages. So in some places, the quarter note might say ta. In some places, the quarter note's language might say 1. Okay? In Rollins, our quarter notes say do. What do they say? Do. Nice job. Okay? And then our quarter rests say sh. What do they say? Sh. And we'll say this is the Rollins language. Okay? So we have do, sh. And then our eighth notes that look like this say do they. What do they say? Nice. In some places you might hear that as a 1 and or maybe a TT, but in Rollins language, for what we're going to be using today, it's going to say do they. Okay, so we have a quarter note, that's the name. In Rollins language, what does it say? Do. Okay, what does our quarter rest say in Rollins language? Sh. And what do the eighth notes say in Rollins language? Do-day, okay? So, easy peasy, you can draw any of these notes. I was actually going to write this on my sidewalk, but then it snowed last night, so I wasn't able to do that. But you could even write it in the snow if you would like to, if you live in a pretty cold place, okay? Poppy, come here. Come here. Poppy, come here. So Poppy's going to help me show this next activity that you can do over the weekend. Come here. Good job. So Poppy really likes to jump on things, which is what gave me this idea. Okay, you can make hopscotch at home. You can either use tape inside if you would like to do your hopscotch inside. Poppy's licking the hopscotch. She likes it. Good job. Or you can use it with sidewalk chalk outside. So this was another one that I was going to show you outside, but I just decided to show you on my paper. And all you have to do is draw these squares, okay, on your sidewalk or your carpet or whatever. Okay, don't draw on the carpet. If you're going to use carpet, use tape, okay, and use tape that can pull up easily, like Scotch tape or masking tape. Poppy, Okay, and then you can draw music notes into those squares. So whenever you go on the hopscotch, like let's pretend my fingers are my legs. If I went here, what would I say? Do-day, right? That's what the eighth notes say. If I went here with my two legs, here I'll put my fingers here so you can see better. Okay, we have do-day and sh. And then I would go one more square, says do, and another square says sh. Okay, so as you use your hopscotch, you can make your own rhythms. You could even skip squares to make a different rhythm, or you could erase them and change them into other rhythms. Okay, so rhythmic hopscotch is another thing you could do at home. One of the last things, okay, number 4, that you could do at home is dribble a ball to the steady beat of a song. I know we pat our legs all the time and it feels like it can be really, really boring if you just pat your legs to the steady beat. But one thing that's kind of challenging is to dribble a ball to the steady beat. It's one thing just to be able to bounce a ball to yourself, but to keep that to a steady beat takes some time. Okay, so let's see if you can complete that challenge and see how you do. Okay, and the last challenge I have for you is to make an instrument. In the past 2 weeks, I have shown you how to make 2 different instruments with household items. Okay, there was the toilet paper tube and rubber band guitar. And then I also showed you how to make, egg shakers, that's what it was, with little Easter eggs, okay? Or you can use Tupperware and pretty much any gravel, rocks, beads, all sorts of stuff. Okay, the last instrument I'm going to show you to make is really easy. If you have paper towels at home, you are good to go. This is a paper towel tube, and it looks kind of like boomwhackers, which is an instrument that we use in my classroom a lot. Okay, so with boomwhackers, in order to play them, you just hit them on something. Okay, and it's at a certain pitch. This one's at a C, okay? But with paper towel tubes, you can also hear a certain pitch when you play them. Okay, but notice, am I hitting my paper towel tube really hard? No, right? Because then it can bend and lose its pitch. So for instance, here, I'm going to flatten my paper towel tube. And then listen to the sound that it makes. Not a super good sound. I luckily have an extra one just to be safe. So make sure you're gentle with your paper towel tubes, just like you are with any other instruments, and they'll be able to keep their pitch the whole time. So, just to recap, I have given you 5 different things that you can do over this time, or any time that you're really bored and wanting to do some more musical activities. So, you can learn a new song from a friend or a relative. Okay, you can write notes either on the sidewalk, on paper, maybe in the snow even. Okay, hopscotch, rhythm hopscotch. You can do that pretty much anywhere. Okay, it would be really cool to see that maybe on the sidewalk outside of somebody's house. So maybe if somebody's walking their dog or something, they might be able to see your musical creation. That would be kind of cool. Okay, number 4 was to dribble a ball to the steady beat. And number 5 was to make your own instrument. So go out, have some fun with music, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.